Hey guys, Todd with Great Escape Farms here. I am doing a Pasadena, Maryland homestead garden update walk, if you will, around the homestead here, just show you some of the plants and all. I've done it before at this time of year. It just seems to get better and better every year. So I'm standing right here in front of an apricot tree, and let me see if I can zoom in here and show you. That's an apricot right there. And color didn't look good on that one. I have a couple of more up there, and they're just not showing all that great in this video here. Maybe this one is showing up a little better right here. Lots and lots of apricots this year. There's one kind of standing out by itself there. So should get a good harvest of apricots. And let's head around into the backyard. Lots of stuff happening back here. So off to the right hand side here. Oh, let me first show you my co-host. Oh, and now he's going to play shot. And Murphy is in most of my videos here. So to my right, I have two Nanking cherry bushes, and it's loaded with berries. Although when I have a camera, I have a tough time finding a lot of them. But right in my hand here, actually right at the tip of that finger, there's a berry. And I'm gonna get loads and loads of Nanking cherries. They should be ripening up in about another 2 to 3 weeks, so somewhere near the end of May. And this is a gooseberry plant. And let me see if I can zoom in here, and you can see I have quite a few gooseberries. There's hundreds on this little tree right here. They're just kind of hidden behind the leaves right now. And this plant over here is a sweet scarlet gumi. I see one plant right here. Let me see if I can zoom in on, not plant, fruit. So right at the tip of my finger. So this will be later in May, early part of June before these ripen up. But again, this tree is loaded, or this bush is loaded with fruit. And next up we have a pear tree. I've never seen so many pear blooms in all my life, so I'm guessing a lot of those will turn into pears. And here's one there, and there's another one over there. Actually, this one I'm going to pick off. You can see it's already damaged, so there's no sense in growing that one out. And actually, I can't do that one-handed. That's a tough one. I'll come back and pull that one off later. Let me back up and show you the pear tree here. So we had blooms all the way up to the top, and I have no intentions of going up to the top and picking stuff up there. There's plenty down low here for me, and I will share with whatever critters want to eat some pears. There should be plenty. I'll pan over here to the right, and you can see right here in my hand just loads and loads of blueberries. And blueberry bush is a beautiful looking, almost evergreen looking bush, even though it's not evergreen. So it's a good plant to put right here, right up against the house. This year I planted some mint right outside the door. So this one right here is lemon balm. This one down here is spearmint. This one over here is an hyssop, I guess. And down here, I think it's self-heal. I'll have to look at my cheat sheet and see if this truly is self-heal or not. Let's see, panning around here. Oh, this one is a nectarine tree here. So you can see right up there, lots of nectarine fruit coming along, and that'll be probably midsummer, around July 4th time frame, when that's up and running, or not up and running, but edible. And then down here is a comfrey tree. You'll notice there's a stump there. I had a peach tree that was diseased. I also had a plum tree that was diseased, and I took both of them out. So I need to move this comfrey. I'll go ahead and pot that up and sell it. I have plenty of comfrey in the yard here. Over here, I have a Cornice, it doesn't show up too well, Cornice moss dogwood. And it's bloomed for the last 3 years, but I never get any fruit out of it. So you can see the, right in front of my fingertip here, I have a couple of blooms, and there's just no fruit on it. So although it says that they're self-fertile and they will produce more with another one around, I'm beginning to think that they actually require another plant around to bloom. And the pretty looking bushes here, not edible, but they're Woodgelia. I guess that's how you pronounce it, Weigela, I believe. So pretty things. I planted those before I got into the edible stuff. This is another dogwood with edible fruit. This is a Kusa Dogwood, and the blooms are getting ready to open up here. You can see there's just hundreds of them on here, and maybe thousands, I don't know, all the way across. And the fruit, it will flower usually in June, although it's looking like it's going to be early this year because we're early May, and it's already, they're definitely going to be blooming in May. And the fruit will ripen in September, October time frame. And you'll see I still have the pond winterized back here, and the non-edible Japanese, I think they call them lace maples, something like that back there. And back behind that, and it hadn't even started growing yet, you can see sticks sticking out right there, right behind the Japanese maple. That is a hibiscus, and the flowers there are edible. Let's see where to start here. So here I have a black currant. You can see right there I have some currants coming. I don't know that I've ever had that before. Usually critters get to that one before I do. This one right here in front of me is a honeyberry. Let me see if I can find any fruit on it. I know there's fruit on this, but again, when I get the camera out, I have a tough time finding it. But honeyberry should be ripening up any time here now. Well, true to sticking with the way things operate, just I can't find any fruit in. I know there's a mess of it on there. If I see any on the other bushes, I'll show you. What I'm holding right here, this is a goji berry, and goji will start flowering in late June, early July, and that's flowering and fruiting. It fruits pretty quick. Back here I have more Nanking cherry with, again, a bunch of cherries on it. And here I have a wild mulberry growing. I didn't plant it, it just kind of self-seeded there. And more blueberries here. This is a high bush blueberry, and right next to it over here I have a low bush blueberry. And actually here's some more low bush blueberry. And this is a pomegranate. So I'm hoping to get a fruit or two off of this year. It actually didn't die back to the ground. It's fruiting off of old wood. It's only done that once before, and when it did, I had one flower. I'm hoping to get more flowers this year and actually get some fruit out of it. And back there is all of my nursery stock for Great Escape Nursery. And I'll actually be taking a walk back there and showing you some of that stuff in a moment. I'm back in the nursery area. There's some fennel that I have, and I planted that, I think I planted it last year, and that is a perennial. This is, and it's hyssop and hyssop, however you say that, and this has been here several years. I actually got quite a few cuttings. Let me pan around. You can see all of those are not cuttings, but extra that I dug up. Next to that is lemon balm, and then all kinds of pawpaw trees here that I have for sale for the nursery. And in these pots are maypop. You can check that out online. And that right there is a perennial patch of stinging nettle. And if you fry that up in a little bit of olive oil, it stops the stinging. And if you catch it early enough, it's tender, and it's kind of like spinach. And let's see, I have some leeks here that have been coming back year after year. And over here I have some thornless blackberries. So really like those. Actually, those things are blooming right now. Come over and get a look at these. I love these because you can touch them anywhere and there's no thorns on them. And got lots of buds there. One up on top that is blooming. Down here I have a small blueberry bush. I don't think it has any berries on it. And over here this is another gooseberry. And then I have a whole line of blueberries over there. And let's see, this is where my nursery is, and down here I have one of two pawpaws. I have another one over on the other side. Oh, one other thing, I want to show you some native plants that I have here that are more medicinal than edible. But this is a broadleaf plantain, and I had some other things I wanted to show you here, but I'm forgetting exactly what they are. Oh, over here I have some strawberries. So you can see I have some blooms right down here. I need to weed this area a little bit. And then in the back area here, I have native grapes to this area. These are known as Muscadine. And you can see I got a bunch of little baby muscadines right there. And this is asparagus here. So it's you eat the spears, but when it's full grown it looks like a fern here. And while I'm here, there's my other pawpaw plant. And probably the last thing here I'll show you is a spearmint right here. I have a patch of spearmint growing around in here, and there's probably several dozen other things around here that I missed. The big plants there, and over there. I actually can't see that one. Those are all elderberry. And where am I? I am at 8 minutes on this video, so I'm going to go ahead and cut here and break this video into 2 different parts. So this is part 1. Look for part 2 coming out in a couple days.